जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा कुंज बिहारी। गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदन व्रज जनक यशोदानंदन व्रज जनक यमुना तीरावनचारी। यमुना तीरावनचारी। यमुना तीरा हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 राम। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे राम जय राधा हरे राम बिहारी राधा निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे जय कृष्णपाद ब्रह्मंस परिव्रज विचार्य अष्टोत्तरशत श्रीमद् डिवाइन ग्रेस ऐसे भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। ISKCON ब्यूटी फाउंडर आचार्य श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। श्री राधा रस बिहारी भगवान की जय। श्री सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान जी की जय। श्री श्री गौरनिताय भगवान की जय। हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की हरे नाम संकीर्तन की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। All glorious assembled devotees, all glorious assembled devotees, all glorious assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवते उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। Hare Krishna. So, reading from Canto number 1, chapter number 2, entitled as Divinity and Divine Service, and the text number 8. धर्मस्वानुष्ठितः पुंसा
धर्मस्वानुष्ठितः पुंसां
विक्ष्वक्सेन कथासु यः
विश्वसेन कथासु यः
नोत्पादयति रतिम्
नोत्पादयेत् यतिं
श्रमयेव हि केवलम्
श्रम एव हि केवलम्।
धर्मः स्वानुष्ठितः पुंसा
धर्मस्वानुष्ठितः पुंसां
विक्ष्वक्सेन कथासु यः
विश्वसेन कथायुषः
नोत्पादयति रतिम्
नोत्पादयेत् यतिं
श्रमयेव हि केवलम्
श्रम एव हि केवलम्।
धर्मस्वानुष्ठितः पुंसा
धर्मस्वानुष्ठितः पुंसां
विक्ष्वक्सेन कथासु यः
विश्वसेन कथासु यः
न उत्पादयति रतिम्
नोत्पादयेत् यतिं
श्रमयेव हि केवलम्
श्रम एव हि केवलम्। धर्मस्वानुष्ठितः पुंसां
धर्मस्वानुष्ठितः पुंसा
विश्वस्केन कथायुषः
विक्ष्वक्सेन कथासु यः
नोत्पादयेत् यतिं
न उत्पादयति रतिम्
श्रम एव हि केवलम्।
श्रमयेव हि केवलम्
धर्मस्वानुष्ठितः पुंसां
धर्मस्वानुष्ठितः
पुंसां
विक्ष्वक्सेन कथासु यः
विश्वसेन कथायुषः
नोत्पादयति रतिम्
नोत्पादयेत्
रतिम्
श्रम एव हि केवलम्। धर्मस्वानुष्ठितः पुंसां विश्वसेन कथासु यः नोत्पादयेत् यतिं श्रम एव हि केवलम्।
Word to word translation. Dharmaha,
धर्मः
occupation.
patience
Swanushthitaha,
अनुष्ठितः
executed in terms of one's own position.
executed in terms of one's own position.
Pumsa,
Pumsa
of humankind.
of humankind.
Vikshvaksena,
Viksena,
the personality of Godhead plenary
the
portion.
personality of God at every portion.
Kathasu,
Kathasu,
in the message of.
the message of.
Yaha,
Yaha,
what is.
what is.
Na,
Na,
not.
not.
Utpadayeta,
Padayeta,
that's produce.
does produce.
Yadi,
Yadi,
if.
if.
Ratim,
Yadi,
attraction.
attraction.
Shamaha, useless labor.
Useless labor.
Eva,
Eva,
only.
only.
He, certainly.
Certainly.
Kevalam,
Kevalam,
entire.
entire.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada.
Ki jai.
Translation. The occupational activities a person performs according to his own position are only so much useless labor if they do not provoke attraction for the message of personality of God. Purport. There are different occupational activities in terms of man's different conceptions of life. To the gross materialist who can see anything, who cannot see anything beyond the gross material body, there is nothing beyond the senses. Therefore, his occupational activities are limited to concentrated and extended selfishness. Concentrated selfishness centers around the personal body. This is generally seen amongst the lower animals. Extended selfishness is manifested in human society and centers around the family, society, community, nature, and the world with a view to gross material comfort, gross bodily comfort. Above these gross materialists are the mental speculators who hover aloft in the mental sphere, and their occupational duties involve making poetry and philosophy or propagating some ism with the same aim of selfishness limited to the body and the mind. But above the body and the mind is the dormant spirit soul, whose absence from the body makes the whole range of bodily and mental selfishness completely null and void. But less intelligent people have no information of the needs of the spirit soul. Because foolish people have no information of the soul how it is beyond the purview of the body and mind, they are not satisfied in the performance of their occupational duties. The question of the satisfaction of the self is raised here. The self is beyond the gross body and the subtle mind. He is the potent active principle of the body and mind. Without knowing the need of a dormant soul, one cannot be happy simply with emolument of the body and mind. The body and the mind are but superfluous outer coverings of the spirit soul. The spirit soul's needs must be fulfilled. Simply by cleansing the cage of the bird, one does not satisfy the bird. One must actually know the needs of the bird himself. The need of the spirit soul is that he wants to get out of the limited sphere of material bondage and fulfill his desire for complete freedom. He wants to get off covered walls of greater universe. He wants to see the free light and spirit. That complete freedom is achieved when he meets the complete spirit, the personality of Godhead. There is a dormant affection for God within everyone. Spiritual existence is manifested through the gross body and the mind in the form of perverted affection for gross and subtle matter. Therefore, we have to engage ourselves in occupational engagement that will evoke our divine consciousness. This is possible only by hearing and chanting the divine activities of Supreme Lord. And any occupational activity which does not help one to achieve attachment for hearing and chanting the transcendental message of Godhead is said herein to be simply a waste of time. This is because other occupational duties, whatever ism they may belong to, cannot give liberation to the soul. Even the activities of salvationists are considered to be useless because of their failure to pick up the fountainhead of all liberties. The gross materialist can practically see that this material gain is limited only to time and space, either in this world or in the other. Even if he goes to the Swargaloka, he will find no permanent abode for his hankering soul. The hankering soul must be satisfied by the perfect scientific process of perfect devotional service. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य धनाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपं कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरो वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं त्वं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्ण श्रीचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदां सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितं च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त
राधाकान्त नमस्ते
तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिधि नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देव्यै गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य
प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत
गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
So it's a very, very important shloka which we are listening to today. Dharma swa anushthitah pumsa vikshvatsen kathasu yah na utpadayed yadi ratim shama yevahi kevalam. Whatever occupational duties there might be, a person may follow. If those occupational duty, performances of those occupational duties, it doesn't invoke the interest into Krishna Katha and Krishna Nam, however sincerity we may show in that particular activity or duty is considered to be the shrama, useless labor. So it's such a actually a very verse with a gravity, with lot of meaning, and kind of a verse with which we can learn a lot in our life. People, mostly those who are totally into materialistic life, they consider that whatever the things has been given to me by the Lord, my family, my nation, my language, my state, my society, or my home or my relatives, if I do a particular duty to them, if I earn and if I take care of them, that is what the ultimate duty, that is what my devotion is towards the Lord. Okay? But Shastra, especially Srimad Bhagavatam, in this particular verse, is very clearly saying that whatever occupational duty you may have, actually, what are the occupational duties? Chaturvarna Maya Srishta Guna Karma Vibhagasya. The person is Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, or Shudra. Okay. What is that they are considered to be the occupational duties of a person. And Brahmachari, Grahastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyasi, they are considered to be the ashram where he or she can stay and perform the devotional service and his or her occupational duties. And those occupational duties are designed in such a way that that person will gain ultimately the devotion towards the Supreme Lord. But if performing those occupational duties are making you more materially bound, if those occupational duties are not having, because of following them, you are not having an interest in the devotional service, then that's a useless labor. There is no use because not only even human beings, even the animal performs their occupational duties. Even our cats, dogs, hogs, elephants, cows, they are also performing their duties. Whenever there is a child coming out of the womb, they take care of that child, and as soon as that child becomes a little older or a kind of a teenager, when he or she starts walking on their own legs, then cow, dogs, hogs, they are on their own. You could go and have your enjoy your own life. So they perform their duties. It's not like that only human beings take care of their families. And animals also take care of their families. But affection is more strong in human form, but not in animal form. After some time, they also become virakta. But we are so much into our bodily conception of life. Whatever is coming out of this body, whatever is related to this particular body, naturally what will happen, we become so attached, we become so asakta to that particular thing. And what is the ultimate duty of a human life and following the occupational duties, we very easily forget that that is not meant for you. This is what a dharma for me, this is what a devotion for me, this is what my offering towards Krishna for me. But what Krishna wants from us, whatever Lord wants from us, that is most important. You might cook a kind of kareli ki sabzi and bhokle ki sabzi, but your child doesn't want it. He wants or she wants some kind of a paneer or a khichdi or a kind of a easy to digest things. But no, no, no. Because I cook this, I will offer this only. So this is not a devotion. This is your stubbornness. This is what you want. This is not what Lord wants. The most important thing, if we really want to do devotion towards the Lord, what Krishna wants from us, that is the most important. When a person loves somebody, in those loving exchanges, the person whom we love, what is his desire from us, what he or she wants from us, what is their expectations from us, that is the most important. And if we try to fulfill those expectations and those desires, then we consider that, yes, I love that person. And no, 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 no. I only love you, but whatever I like, whatever I want to do, that is what I will do. But still, you should consider that I love you. So that is selfishness. That is stubbornness. That is what your narrow mindedness. Similarly, people, when they come to devotional service, what they want, they will do it. If they want dhol, tasha, Bollywood songs, a patte, or a drink, or something, but they will give a very nice kind of a shape or a external covering of a devotion to that particular thing, and they will say, this is what devotion is, this is what it is recommended, this is what our Lord wants. So people, most of the time, especially in Bharat, we all of us are very expert in giving a covering of a spirituality to our own sense gratification, and we justify it very easily. And whenever it comes to Shastra, oh, Shastra, they are for the big people, they are not for a common people. Lord only wants a devotion from us. Lord is a Bhava Grahi Janardana. He sees our Bhava. Even if I dance with all kind of opposite gender on a Bollywood song, still my Lord will accept it because He know my Bhava Garke. This is not what recommended in the Shastras. We are making only fool ourselves on the name of spiritually whatever sense gratification we are doing. Lord is not accepting it on. It is just a waste of time which we are doing. So no utpadi yed yati ratim shamayevahi kevalam, very clearly. That's why Srimad Bhagavatam is not much entertained by the people who are totally into gross materialistic life, or the people who are Nirakarvadi or Mayavadi. Because whatever their concepts are there, that has been clearly cut off by Srimad Bhagavatam. Especially, a person cannot do sense gratification by taking the references from Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam will not entertain it. Dharma projita kaitravotra paramo nirvatsaranam sata. Vedyam vastavam atra vastu shivada. Whatever these Kaitava dharmas are there, Kaitava dharmas means those who are mentally speculated dharmas or the religions or processes which we are following right now on the name of religious processes, the rituals we are having, they are all cut off by Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam is clearly saying, even if you are doing your occupational duty sincerely, the ultimate result of following that occupational duty is Vasudeva Katha Ruchi. That is what ultimate it is. And if you are not able to do it, na utpada yed yadi rati. If you are not getting any kind of a rati, it's a useless labor. You have wasted your life behind that. So if somebody is following Brahmacharya ashram very nicely, he should develop the Krishna consciousness ultimately in his life. And if it is not there, then there is no use of that Brahmachari life. Because if we see even the lion and the tigers, they are also Brahmacharis. Because once in a year only they will have a relationship with opposite gender. So they have more sense control than us. It is said that elephant, if he remains a brahmachari throughout his life, there is a very specific kind of a money kind of a things which comes into his gandasthala, and that is what specially used in the pan of the Lord. And unfortunately, many times people kill such kind of elephants unnecessarily for that purpose. But that is there. Even that power of brahmacharya, whether it is a Mataji or a Prabhuji, the power of asceticism and the power of brahmacharya or a brahmacharini power, it's very strong and it's very conducive for a devotional service. Even if somebody is in grahastha ashram, it's a very conducive for the devotional service. You will get that determination to follow the devotional process. Sense gratification and the devotional service, they will go always ill together. Okay? So that's why person has to do some kind of an austerities, especially the austerity of no meditating, no gambling, no intoxication, no illicit sex, no onion garlic, no tea and coffee. That austerity, if somebody does it, Krishna will become very happy along with the chanting of holy name. Then and then only that person will be able to uh, make Lord happy in his or her life. Otherwise, these half kgs of laddus and 5 nariyals and 1 har, they are okay. It's to the as an offering to the Lord, that's okay. But what Krishna ultimately wants from us is actually our surrender, following the instructions. In the third chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, I forgot the verse number unfortunately. Krishna clearly states that if with a complete devotion somebody follows my these instructions, he will achieve the greatest salvation in his or her life. That is what clearly mentioned by the by Krishna. I think it's around 28th verse. That is what Krishna is telling. 28, 29th verse. Can somebody search? Third point, 28 or 29. Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So Krishna clearly tells that you have to just follow my instruction. Arjuna followed the instruction of Krishna. Ultimately, whatever the problems was there in their life, that has been solved by Krishna himself. What is Krishna want is our surrender. Sarva dharman parityajya. Mamekam sharanam braja. Aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami masucha. So dharma, whatever dharmas, here also the verse starts from dharma swa anushthita. Whatever dharma you have been given. Now, dharma doesn't has given a definition like a religion. Dharma means your occupational duty. Dharma means wherever, whatever your psycho, physical, and socio-logical duties are there, those duties has been if followed by you, they are considered as a uh, uh, so it's a 31st verse, 3.31. Krishna says, Ye me matamidam nityam anodishtanti manavaha shraddhavantan suyanto moshchande tepi karmabhi. Those persons who execute their duties according to my injunctions and who follow these teachings, means teachings of Bhagavad Gita faithfully without envy, becomes free from the bondage of fruity actions. कर्म बंधन से वो लोग मुक्त हो जाते हैं. Okay, whatever you may do, punya karma or papa karma, you are in a karma bandhana. To enjoy the fruits of your pious activities, you have to come to this material world. And pious activities results are also temporary. If you give khana, prasadam, not prasadam, but the food to somebody who is a needy, yes, it's a punya karma. But problem is that whatever the pious activities you have been taken from that feeding of a needy person, they are temporary. Once you enjoy the result of that activity, they are zero. If you give clothes to somebody, if you give shelter to somebody, if you give a medical treatment to somebody, these are all philanthropical and pious activities. But unfortunately, this pious activity doesn't cross or mitigate your sinful activity. It will not like that. If some sinful activity has been done by me, and if I do some kind of a pious activities, then they will cross each other, and this sinful activity will go down then, right? 10% sinful activity will be, cancelled by the 10% of pious activity. It won't happen. The count of a pious activity and the account of a sinful activities are different. You have to have enjoy or suffer for the nishkarsha, for the result of both the activities. But devotional service and the devotional credits is very much different. They don't cancel anything. Even it is said that devotional life, it not only cancels or it not only mitigates your sinful activities, but whatever tendency is there to commit a sinful activity, that is also taken by the devotional service. Just like you are doing a farming, and in farming there are the weeds in your farm. Now you go and you just cut the weeds, but the root of those weeds are there itself in your farm. After some time, they will grow again, right? But what devotional service does, just like हम lawn mover करते हैं, the lawn mover is there. What lawn mover does? वो ऊपर ऊपर से आपका घास काट देता है, right? So it will does its work above, from above of ground. So punya karma are like that, or doing a prayashchitta for certain kind of a sinful activity is like having a lawn mower on your lawn. So what will happen after some time? That lawn will again rise, and you have to again do lawn mower because the root itself are there within the soil of your heart. But what devotional service does, it uproots even the tendency to do the sinful activities also taken up by the devotional service. Just like Vishwamitra Muni, he did a tapasya for 60,000 years. And what happened? Even after doing that much tapasya, one पायलों की छो, ये तो तेरी पायलों की छो छो. You know? So the Menaka Devi, Menaka Mataji, she came and just the tingling of her uh, payal, whatever tapasya was there, it just got finished up within a few moments. 60,000 years of tapasya just because of one tingling of ankle belts is getting eradicated by a person. What is the use of such tapasya? Why it happened even after 60,000 years? Because that root of lust, root of sense enjoyment was still there in the heart of a Vishwamitra Muni. And in the opposite to that, Srila Haridas Thakur, who is the eternal associate of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Krishna himself. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself. That Haridas Thakur has been approached by Lakshakira for 3 consecutive days, nights. And what happened to him? Nothing. He made that prostitute into devotee. Because that enjoyment tendency itself has been uprooted by the chanting of the holy name. So that's why Srila Prabhupada what is saying, that if a living entity wants to be completely happy and satisfied, he has to or she has to perform a devotional service. Otherwise, the external patch up whatever we are doing in this material world, that is of no use. That's a patch up. There was a very famous kind of a comedian, Laurel and Hardy. Once this Laurel, he came with a nice suit. Okay. And Hardy asked him, wow, you have such a beautiful and wonderful suit. But unfortunately, there is this small patch, in your suit, which is spoiling everything. You should repair it. So Laurel, with a very cool, mind, he said, that's what actually suit is. Everything else is a patch up. So our life is like that. Whatever happiness, whatever comfort, whatever opulences we are willing to have in our life, that is just like a patchwork. And little bit here and there, whatever spirituality is there, that is seen to be, this is that is not the patch. That is actually the suit. That is what actual spirituality is, which is going to give you satisfaction in your heart. But the problem is that we very easily and completely neglect them. Another 60,000 years, Vishwamitra Muni did tapasya. And then Rambha Mataji came. And this time, Vishwamitra Muni doesn't fall prey for the lust, but he fall prey for the anger issues. And whatever the credits he has been earned throughout his life with the tapasya, naturally what happened? It went up. But when Vishwamitra Muni got the association of Sri Ramachandra, and he saw the beauty of Ramachandra, the character of Lord Ramachandra, from a kind of an Ashtanga yogi, he became a complete devotee. He wrote that beautiful Suprapratam's first verse. Kausalya Supraja Rama Purva Sandhya Pravartate Uttishta Narshardula Kartavyam Daivamanvitam Uttishta Uttishta Govinda Uttishta Garudatvaja Uttishta Narshardula Kartavyam Daivamanvitam. That beautiful verse has been compiled by Vishwamitra Muni when he was about to become Sri Ramachandra in that forest. So, after that, he became the devotee of the Lord. He was considered as a Brahmarshi to each and every saintly personality. And after that, he became so fixed up in his devotional service. So, only devotional service can take out whatever the seeds and the roots of lust, anger, pride, greed, envy, and illusion is there within our heart that is been taken care only by the devotional service, no one else. Ratnakar Daku wanted to kill each and every animal, and that is also half killing. He used to come slit the half throat of an animal, and that animal ऐसा छटपटा करता था वो, एकदम. Right? It's such a dangerous situation. Just imagine once, that knife has been on your neck. It's just a small cut to your finger takes, so oh my God, I've been cut. My God, I cut. There is a cut. Oh, yeah, blood is coming out of my hands and my fingers. We get so much sensitive. We got so much sensitive about it. And simultaneously, just to fulfill our 2 inch, 3 inch of belly, we are killing and giving such a miserable life to so many animals. It's like a shame on us, actually. Huh? We are just for our own self gratification and tongue. We are slitting and killing the animals unnecessarily. Each and every person has to go through the consequences of that. Whatever animals we have been killed for our own tongue, remember, after leaving this body, all those animals will come to just snatch away. They will eat, they will bite your flesh, and you will not die. Even after they eat half of your flesh, you will not die. The fifth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam very grossly tells what is the consequences the meat eater has to go through. They will snatch away each and every mass ka tukda from your body. And with that miserable situation, you have to go to the hellish planetary system. That's for sure. That's for sure. It's a Shastra's word. People, they don't want to believe in the Shastra's word. That's okay. If you don't believe in USA, that doesn't mean USA doesn't exist. If you don't believe in your own prime minister, doesn't mean that he is not your prime minister. He is elected prime minister of yours. Even if you don't believe in the BMC and the rules and regulation of traffic, don't worry. The Havaldar Mama will come and he will fine 1,000 rupees for you. So it doesn't mean who we are. We are insignificant fellows. Even if you don't believe somebody, if you don't believe the Shastras and the rules and regulations given by the Lord, it doesn't matter. Still, you have to suffer for that. Still, you have to go through that. So, it's up to you whether you want to have a very beautiful pure life, or whether you have to have a miserable life and a miserable future. So here, Srimad Bhagavatam is very clearly saying that, oh, this is what my dharma, this is what my occupational duty is actually. And for this performance of occupational duties, I will do some kind of a cheating towards the people. No, that's not what recommended. The honesty, the trust is the fourth leg which is only remaining right now in this particular Kali Yuga. Many times it is also demolished by the people, but that is there. That honesty, that trust, that faithful nature, honesty of not cheating others just to performance of my uh, devotion, performance of my occupational duty. That's what make a person little bit good in the eyes of Lord Krishna. Okay, so doing our occupational duty in order, in a way that it is an offering of mind towards Krishna. If a student is there and his occupational duty is what? To study actually. And if does that study or she does that study, that okay, this my study is an actually offering towards Krishna. That's what actual devotional service is. A Mataji cooking in the kitchen, if she thinks, okay, this is what I'm cooking for Krishna, and according to Shastra's injunction, if she cooks and offers it to Krishna, that's a devotional service. Devotional service doesn't mean ceasing our all kind of a material activity and staying ideal, going to the Vana, Himalaya mountain and doing the tapasya. That is what people has their own phantasmagoria. They don't want to devotional service. They give such kind of an excuses. सब अगर साधु बनेंगे और हिमालय में जाके बैठेंगे तो कैसा चलेगा? है सबके अंदर ये कैपेसिटी? Can we go to Himalaya, each and every one of us, and do tapasya there? No, it's not possible. So don't give such kind of impractical excuses. Okay. Just because you don't want to follow the principles, you are giving those excuses. Doesn't mean you are considering yourself to be a very philosophical person. Okay. So person, devotional service means whatever duties we are performing, whatever activities we are doing, offering those activities to the Krishna. If I am going to office, that's my devotional service towards Krishna. If I am driving, that is my devotional service towards Krishna. If I am cooking, that is my devotional service towards Krishna. If I am studying, that is my devotional service towards Krishna. Whatever occupational duties are there, by remembering Krishna, by doing Chintanam, and by taking the holy name of the Lord, whatever activities, honest and trustworthy activities we are doing, they are being converted into the devotional service of the Lord. So in devotional service, we don't have to leave anything. In devotional service, we have to just add a Krishna into our life. Whatever opulences, whatever skills, whatever qualities we may have in our life, while performing our devotional occupational duty, we may develop a certain kind of a skills. These all skills are considered to be the zeros. 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, 4, 0, 5, 0, 6, 0, 7 zeros like that. These are all the zeros in our life. But what all kind of a zeros have a value in our life? Ultimately zero. Whether it is a 5-0 or it is a 10-0, they are the zeros. But Krishna is a Ekale Krishna Arasara Nitya. So when we start chanting of holy name of the Lord, we start hearing the glories and the kathas of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is like adding one to our lives. We say Ekale Krishna. So we are adding one to our life. And when we are adding one, if we have a one skill, there is 1-0. We have two skills, there are 2 zeros. We have a 10 skills, then there are the 10 zeros. And our value of life will increase 10, 100, 1,000, lakhs, millions, zillions, and trillions like that. So, the holy name of the Lord, chanting the holy name of the Lord, hearing the Krishna Katha every day without fail will give us a salvation, will give us that dharma swanushpita, and our performances of our duty honestly, correctly, without any kind of an deceitful mentality. Definitely, we have to develop the ruchi towards Krishna Katha, ruchi towards hearing the holy name of the Lord. Then and then only our life will be successful. So that's what I wanted to share today with all of you regarding this verse. These verses are very powerful right now, whatever is going on, and very practical for our devotional service. So we have only one thing in our life after hearing all these verses. We have to imbibe the teachings of all these verses. That's what Krishna is telling in 3.31. That we have to follow all the instructions, imbibe of those instructions in our life. Then and then only we can be free from this materialistic gross life of ours. Hare Krishna. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की श्रील प्रभुपाद की दाय गौर प्रेमानंदे. So today evening or afternoon, I have to go to my parents' home because I will not be going for Diwali. So they asked me to just come for Ganapati. So for 3 days, I will not be there. इवन आश्रम वालों के लिए शौक लग रहा है क्योंकि उनको भी अभी पता चल रहा है करके. So definitely the classes will be there. I will be giving classes from Zoom, but I request all of you to come for Mangal Aarti and even to sit here physically and attend this Srimad Bhagavatam classes in front of the Lord itself. And after 3 days, then we will have our physical classes. I will see for that case some guest speaker might come from the Jew and give one Bhagavatam class over here. So generally what happens once we go on a Zoom, then we are like a Zoom. That happens after COVID period. It's very difficult for people to be physically present everywhere because some people want now comfort of work from home. WFH. Similarly, they want BFH, Bhagavatam from home. Okay. So this is actually all of you having a very good practice that you physically coming here and hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. So I was thinking like last 2-3 days whether I should go or not because Bhagavatam will get, physically it will get little break. So I was hesitant, but still I have to go. I have that occupational duty of mine also to satisfy my mother and father. So I request all of you, even though it is on Zoom, please kindly come physically because otherwise Krishna will come and he will take us through Zoom only to spiritual world. If somebody wants to go physically to the spiritual world, they should attend physically. Okay. So please kindly come physically and I will see if some guest speakers are there and we will have
Zoom for the effective.
yeah, that strong.
That day on Maharaj came nice in the Zoom. So somebody asked. So he said it's okay if you watch it from Zoom, but if you are available, you should always come physically and attend.
Yeah, those vibrations.
Because it is association of that. That is different, right?
Well, you are not taking precedent. Open house. Okay. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
So the studio there,